first section of Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana basically uses two chords, F5, which is a power chord, and B flat 5, which is also a power chord. Now F5 is played by placing your first finger on the 6th string at fret 1. Your third finger then covers both the 5th and 4th guitar strings at fret 3. You then strike all 3 strings simultaneously. And obviously with that rhythm it sounds like this. We then move over to B flat 5, where we place our first finger on the 1st fret on string 5, and our third finger covers strings 4 and 3 at fret 3. Now just before we move over to the B flat 5 chord, we relax our grip on the F chord so the strings are deadened when we strike the rhythm. So you get that sound from the chord under your left hand. So you'll hear that in between the motion between the F chord and the B flat chord. That dead hit is because I've relaxed my left hand off the strings so you can actually hear the strings being struck but not sounding any particular tone. I'll play that section again. Now at the end of this section we then have an open hit where there's no fingers on the guitar at all as we move on to what will be the next chord. So we go. That sounds a bit odd in isolation, but that'll make sense when it's tied in with the second part of the riff. For the right hand section of Smells Like Teen Spirit, certainly the first section, it's very important that you keep your arm moving in 16th notes or semi-quavers. That's to say 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. This is where each beat is divided into 4. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, etc. So the arm is in constant motion even though we don't hit the guitar on every single motion. So this is the rhythm on the F chord. As you can see, that was a down, an up and a down, but they weren't consecutive. It was a down, a missing up, a missing down, then we strike on the way up and then again on the way down. So in beat 1 we strike down on the 1 and up on the A, which is the 4th of the 16th notes in beat 1, and then down on the first 16th note of beat 2. So you'll see that my arm continues to move in between. We then move our chord, as we spoke previously on the left hand section, over to the B flat. But before pressing that chord down, we relax our left hand, so in the right hand we hit consistent 16th notes, which will create a dead sort of funk sound on the guitar. I'll put those together. So when we get to the B flat 5, it's 2 straight down hits. Now on the end of this we then strike the bottom 3 guitar strings completely open, which will sound slightly odd in isolation, but this is a connecting chord, if you like, to the second section. So we have this. The second section of Smells Like Teen Spirit begins with a new chord, which is A flat 5. We play this chord by pressing our first finger on string 6 on fret 4, and our third finger covers both strings 5 and 4 at fret 6. This sounds like this, similar to what we did with the F in the previous section. We then move over to a D flat 5 chord, which is the first finger on string 5 fret 4, and the third finger covering both strings 4 and 3 at fret 6. If I put those together, this section of the riff sounds like this. The right hand part in section 2 is almost identical to the right hand part in section 1, only that it's slightly busier. There's a couple of extra hits in here which didn't exist before. So again we strike the first 16th note of the bar and then the A. We still have the missing 2 ghosted beats. The down is hit, then we have an up which is missed, and a down which is missed, and then we strike the A flat on the way up, and then we go straight into the dead muting, similar as the previous 2 chords, by relaxing our left hand on the strings and getting this sound with our right hand. So that section goes. After you've played the 2 downstrokes on the D flat 5, continue to go back to the 16th note rhythm. That's on the ander. Before we go back to beat 1. So this is a whole riff put together.